Hey, what's up, guys? It's Pete with MixBetterNow.com, and I'm coming to you with a brand new free plugin review. We're going to be taking a quick look at the Monster from Steven and the boys at Slate Digital. Let's check it out. All right, so I have the Monster pulled open here. This is a new module for the virtual mix rack. Now, this comes free for you if you have an iLock 2, as does the wonderful Revival plugin. This is essentially an all buttons in mode of the famous 1176 compressor. The reason that this is a great plugin to have, Steven and all the rest of the guys at Slate Digital have multiple 1176 incarnations available. They're called FG116, so I'll just refer to them as that. For example, this is the most recent one, is the Blue Edition, just came out not too long ago, along with the Modern over here. And it does have the 20, 12, 8, and 4-to-1 ratios on it, but we can't do the all buttons mode, so they came out with the Monster, which can certainly handle that. Now, all buttons in on a FET compressor is commonly used in parallel processing, so the idea is to heavily compress your signal in parallel and blend it in with your uncompressed or your lightly compressed signal. I have it on some drums, I have it on some vocals. We're going to take a listen to it. We'll take a run through all the settings and check it out. All right, here we go.
Sitting on the couch and I'm flipping channels. Reality TV's got me so far away. What happened to the old days of fiction? I pick up my keys and then I'll drift away. And I'll try.
All right, so what you just heard there, I have on the parallel drums bus. So we're using the Monster, doing about 10, maybe 15 dB of compression. Following it up with the FGN, which is the Neve EQ, and then I have a trimmer here just in case I want to do any level matching after boosting on the EQ. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to pull a fresh instance open here. So we will copy and paste that. And I'm going to get rid of these, and we'll drag a new one in, and I will go over the GUI with you real quick. So, okay, we're looking at the Monster. Now, it has pretty much the, all the same controls that you would find on 1176. So we have our attack and our release, 1 being the slowest, 7 being the fastest on both. We have our input and our output knobs. So obviously, the harder you drive the input, the more compression you're going to get from the unit. And then we have a couple new features which you won't find on your classic 1176 style compressor, which is we have a high pass filter, which is great, so we can let some of the low frequencies through to not excite the compressor as much. We also have a high frequency detector where we can turn this and drive more highs in. I believe the way that Steven explained it was the high frequency detection increases the amount of high frequencies into the compression, allowing the compression to react more dramatically to high frequencies, making the top end smooth. So it basically allows us to drive it harder, smoothing the top end because it's doing more compression. And then we have a killer punch button here. It just makes the signal a little bit more punchier. It kind of, I don't know, whatever they're doing underneath the hood there, but add some weight to the sound. And then we have a mix knob down here, or a dry wet knob, which allows us to put the compressor on a track and blend in how much of the signal we want to use without having to send up a send and return. So I have it on the drums right now. Let's just solo up the drums and take a listen to it. This is with no parallel processing, so this is just going to my drum bus. Turn the the parallel drum bus on, and let's go ahead and dial in some parallel compression. That's off. On. Okay, so we got a good 10 dB of compression that we're doing here. Very easy to dial in, as you just saw me do. All I did was kind of, these are my usual attack and release settings, kind of a slower attack and a fastest release possible. And then I'm driving the input to get, somewhere around a good 10 dB of compression. I'm using the output knob to kind of level match what I'm doing. I'm letting a little bit of the lows through with the high pass filter here. Something around 60 hertz, and I haven't played with the high frequency detection yet because I'm not mixing in context, so I don't know if I need it. 100% wet. Let's go ahead and listen to it in the context of the mix.
Sitting on the couch and I'm flipping channels. Reality TV's got me so far away. What happened to the old days of fiction?
Off.
I pick up my keys and then I'll drift
on.
Away. And I'll try. I just try.
Very, very cool. Now, the other thing that we can do here is I'm going to mute the parallel chain. We can come and actually physically put it on the drum bus, and we can use our mix knob here to blend into taste. So I already have one set up. Let's see if I want to use this one or the other one. Yeah, we'll use this one because with this one, what I'm going to show you is we can put some stuff after the compressor to kind of enhance our tones a little bit. You know, for example, I have the earth module up. To kind of get the kick drum going a little bit. We can use the custom series lift for our lows and our highs, and the same thing with the revival. I really like the revival after it. You know what? Let me get this out of here. And then we can just use the revival because that's also free. So I'm just going to kind of show you, what you can do with 2 free plugins to make your drums sound really good. So this is, like I said, with the Monster on, and as you can see down here, I have the mix on about 20%, so it's just blended in. Let's check it out.
Sitting on the couch and I'm flipping channels.
You can hear the heavy kick from the air. From the Air EQ Earth. So I just took it out. Now in the revival, I'm adding a little bit of thickness and a little bit of shimmer. The thickness will definitely enhance the kick, and the shimmer, you'll hear a lot more sparkle on top, particularly the hi-hats and the cymbals. Okay, hear the hi-hats coming up. Now, what I'm doing there is I'm using quite a bit of the high-pass filter. As you can hear a lot of the kick coming through, so I have it set to about 200 hertz. Everything below 200 is coming through. I'm going to roll this back just to kind of contain the kick a little bit more. Out. In. Out. In. I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to drive the high frequency detection, and we can listen to how that sounds. So the first thing I notice is that when I push it all the way up, I kind of hear the hi-hat going away a little bit, which is a really, really nice feature. Now, to compress something this hard in parallel isn't something that you would always do, right? It's definitely one of those things that if the situation calls for it, you would use it. But what's nice about this high frequency detection is we could put the Monster on a track, right? Because we have this mix knob. It doesn't mean we have to always blast, something 100% wet. And if we hear, harsh overheads or our hi-hat mic, might be a little bit too much, we can use this high frequency detection to kind of tame that. So again, I'm going to turn this all the way down and listen to when I turn it all the way up. Listen to what happens to the hi-hat. Just kind of gets muted a little bit. It's subtle, but it's nice. And what's brilliant about what I'm doing right now is that these 3 modules that I have in the in the VMR, these are all free, right? The Monster's free, Revival's free, and the Trim Tool is free. Really sounds good. One more time, in and out. And just to show you before we go to the vocals, I'm going to turn the mix knob up, and you can hear just how gnarly the Monster can get. I find that the high frequency detection knob and the high pass filter come into play a lot more when you're 100% wet or thereabouts, 80%, 75%. As the signal intensifies, these 2 knobs right here become really, really important tools. Very, very, very cool. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the vocals. Now, what I've done on the vocals here is I have set up an instance in parallel, and I've set up an instance on my lead vocal bus. So what we'll do is we'll listen to it beforehand. Let's go to verse. So this is with nothing on. We'll start with it in parallel. I have a UAD Fatso that I was using, and that's what you're going to hear. Then we'll listen to the Monster.
Sitting on the couch and I'm flipping channels. Reality TV's got me so far away.
Let me just make sure that I turned the... Nope. See, I didn't turn that off. I heard that. Let me go ahead and make sure that we're doing the right drums.
Sitting on the couch and I'm...
Yep, that's it. I was like, man, that's really crunchy. All right, so here's the vocals again.
Sitting on the couch and I'm flipping channels. Reality TV's got me so far away. What happened to the old days of fiction? I pick up my keys and then I'll drift away.
All right, so I'm going to bypass the Fatso now, and let's bring in the Monster.
Sitting on the couch and I'm flipping channels.
So the way I have this set up is it's 100% wet, obviously, because I have it on a send. Just like with the drums, I like to do a slower attack on the 1176 and the fastest release possible. I don't have the punch in because it's a vocal. I just want to kind of not have it be as aggressive. The high pass filter's off, and the high frequency detection is at noon.
Sitting on the couch and I'm flipping channels.
Sounds so good.
Reality TV's got me so far away. What happened to the old
off.
days of fiction?
On.
I pick up my keys and then I'll drift away.
All right, so I'm going to bypass it in and out one more time.
Sitting on the couch and I'm flipping channels.
Off.
Reality TV's got me so far away.
On.
What happened to the old days of fiction?
So it sounds really, really nice actually in parallel. It's not being super, super aggressive where it's kind of killing, crushing the vocal to death, so to speak. So if you blend it in tastefully, it can absolutely work. The other place that we can use this, like I said, I have this on the lead vocal bus. So let's go ahead and take a listen. I'm going to hit the old default, and we'll blend this to taste.
Sitting on the couch and I'm flipping channels. Reality TV's got me so far away.
Okay, so I'm going to want to bring the mix knob down.
Sitting on the couch and I'm flipping channels. Reality TV's got me so far away. What happened to the old days of fiction? Sitting on the couch and I'm flipping channels. Sitting on the couch and I'm flipping channels.
Cool, let's check that out.
Sitting on the couch and I'm flipping channels. Reality TV's got me so far away. What happened to the old days of fiction? I pick up my keys and then I'll drift away. And I'll try. I just try.
Just going to play it one more time, bypassing the monster in and out.
Sitting on the couch and I'm flipping channels. Reality TV's got me so far away. What happened to the old days of fiction? I pick up my keys and then I'll drift away. And I'll try. I just try. Slip into that old dusty town.
All right. Now you just want to be careful when you are using the mix knob on the vocal, because of course if you turn it up too much, you're really going to squish all the life, all the dynamics out of your vocal. But if used properly, it can absolutely sound great, can be a fantastic tool. Steven and Slate Digital have definitely given us enough features on the Monster to do that. So it's very, very usable on vocals. All right, so there you have it. That is the Monster from Steven and the boys at Slate Digital. It is a free plugin. Go get it. Go download it right now. Slate Digital makes some of my favorite plugins. I use them on every single mix that I do. And you can't really go wrong with having a fantastic free plugin. Using the Monster in addition to Revival and the Trim tool, it's a no-brainer. Definitely go check it out, and make sure you go and check out all the other plugins as well. The Everything bundle is fantastic. The virtual tape machine, the virtual bus compressors, I love them all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. As always, I appreciate your time very much. My name is Pete with MixBetterNow.com. I will catch you next time, and I hope you have a great day.